I didn't know your sister already knew about us. Wika ni Gavin habang yakap siya nito. Yes, and she's the only one who can help us in case we get into trouble. She responded, meeting his gaze with a sense of trust and reliance. Don't worry about her. Mapagkakatiwalaan natin siya. Gavin nodded with a warm smile. Of course, I trust you. She smiled. So, how did your boss react when he woke up? Gavin grinned, a hint of mischief dancing in his eyes. He was really mad and wanted to kill me. Are you afraid? She asked. Gavin chuckled softly, his touch gentle as he ran his fingers through her hair. No, I'm not afraid of anything except losing you, he confessed tenderly. With you by my side, I fear nothing. Napangiti na lang si Macy pero klase ng ngiti na may bahid ng lungkot. I'm sorry, I can't divorce him, even if I want to. Buntong hininga na niyang sagot. I know, Gavin answered, still caressing her hair, and I understand. Kaya lang, she hesitated. Hindi ko alam kung hanggang kailan ako magtatago ng ganito para lang matakasan siya. Gavin let out a sigh as he continued to stroke her hair with tenderness. Nakahanda akong samahan ka. Agad naman siyang umilin dito. No, Gavin, you cannot simply hide with me forever. Siguradong hindi magtatagal ay malalaman din noon na ikaw ang lalaki ko. Muli ay isang buntong hininga ang kanyang pinakawalan dahil sa totoo lang ay medyo kinakabahan din siya kapag nahuli. Kinakabahan siya hindi sa galit ni Jake, kundi sa galit ng kanyang ama. Ang mas mabuti pa ay mag-resign ka na lang sa kanya, then leave him and be with me forever. Gavin nodded in agreement. If that's what my girlfriend wants, then I'll do it. She blinked in surprise. Girlfriend? He called her his girlfriend? Napakagat na lang siya sa labi para pigilan ang mapabungis-ngis. Ang sarap naman pakinggan na boyfriend niya ang lalaking ito. Parang ang sarap pala sa pakiramdam ng salitang may boyfriend. After all, she never experienced having a boyfriend first before she got married because she went straight into marriage with Jake. They didn't go through courting, nor did they have the usual dating phase like other couples. Alright, my boyfriend, she said with a warm smile at Gavin. They exchanged soft smiles before Gavin leaned in, capturing her lips once again in a slow, tender kiss. Agad naman niyang tinugo ng labi nito, pero saglit lang silang naghalikan at muli ring iyakap ang isa't isa, hanggang sa tuluyan na silang nakatulog. When they woke up, it was already past 6 in the evening. They just entered the bathroom together to take a shower, but as soon as Macy removed her clothes, Gavin froze, his gaze fixed on the kiss marks on her body, which had now turned into bruises. Though they were starting to heal, they were still visible. I'm really sorry if I wasn't there that night. Gavin apologized, his voice filled with guilt and empathy as he looked at her bruised body. Macy chuckled softly. Don't mention it. Kahit naman nandoon ka, hindi na naman ako papayag na sumali ka sa away namin. She let out a sigh. Perhaps it would be best if you replace them with your own kisses. Kaya naman napangiti na lang sa Gavin. He then planted a gentle kiss on her pointed nose until he started kissing her body with gentleness. Ngunit pinatakan lang nito ng maliliit na halik ang kanyang balat. Hindi sinipsi para makapag-iwan ng marka. Hanggang sa bumaba na ang halik nito at lumuhod na sa harap niya. Macy closed her eyes, enveloped in the sensations as she stood against the glass wall of the shower room, surrendering to the pleasure he was given to her. I love you, Gavin whispered in her ears as he claimed her under the running water. Both of them were completely drenched, droning in each other. But the moment she heard those words, her heart pounded in her chest, her heartbeat suddenly racing as if she had been startled. I love you? Did he really say those words to her? Or had she just misheard? She wanted to hear those words again but she was too shy to ask him to repeat them. Matapos nilang paligayahin ng isa't isa ay sabay na silang naligo. At sinabon pa ni Gavin ang katawan niya habang panay pa ang bigay sa kanya ng maliliit na halik sa balikat at leeg na para bang gusto pang makaisa, hindi pa satisfied. Nang matapos maligo ay binuhat na siya ni Gavin palabas ng bathroom habang pareho na silang nakasuot ng white bathrobe. Pinaupo siya ni Gavin sa kama at marahanan itong pinunasan ng basang buhok niya gamit ang white towel. "What would you like for dinner? I'll cook for you." Malambing nitong tanong sa kanya nang kasalukuyan ng sinusuklay ang hanggang bewang na buhok niya. "Namiss ko ang luto mo." Nguso naman niyang sagot at saglit pang napaisip. "I was craving sinigang again, but I think we're missing some ingredients in the kitchen. I only bought a few groceries, just enough for pasta and steak." "Don't worry, babe. I'll do the grocery shopping early tomorrow and cook a delicious sinigang, just the way you like it." She smiled gratefully. "Alright, asahan ko yan." She couldn't help but blush at the word babe. Was that their endearment as a couple? It was such a simple and common term, but to her, it was more than enough. Mas okay kaysa sa honey na pagtawag ng kanyang asawa na talaga namang nakakasuka na pakinggan. Matapos magbihis ng komportableng pambahay ay lumabas na sila ni Gavin ng bedroom at bumaba ng stairs nang magkahawak pa ang mga kamay. Pagkababa nila, they spotted Chanel sitting like a queen on the couch, having her nails done by two of her men. Peter, who was standing to her feet, and Michael, who was carefully working on her hands. Macy couldn't help but comment, "I didn't know you also turned your bodyguards into manicurists." Napangisi naman si Chanel. "Of course, my bodyguards are capable of fulfilling various roles for me. Basta kayang gawin ng isang tao, kaya rin nilang gawing dalawa kapag iniutos ko." Napailing-iling na lang si Macy sa kapatid at napangisi na lang din. "Anyway, what do you want for dinner? Kami na magluluto ni Gavin." Chanel raised an eyebrow in surprise. "Oh, you know how to cook now?" "Of course, as long as I'm with my boyfriend." Ngiti niyang sagot sa proud na boses at yumakap sa braso ni Gavin na ikinangiti lang nito. Chanel's lips curved into a smirk. "Boyfriend, huh?" She chuckled amusingly. "Well, anything is fine with us. Just cook whatever you can. Tama-tama at nakapag-grocery na kanina si Michael habang tulog kayong dalawa." "Alright, kami na bahala sa dinner natin." Ngiti niyang sagot sa kapatid at niyaya na si Gavin papuntang kitchen. Nang buksan nila ang dalawang refrigerator sa loob ng kitchen ay punong-puno nga ng mga groceries, pati na rin ang mga storage drawers. Wala pa rin ingredients for sinigang. Buntong hiningang komento ni Gavin at tumingin sa kanya. "So, what do you want to eat for dinner, babe?" She couldn't help but beat her lower lip at the word babe. It sounded so different. It was pleasant to hear. It felt like it had such a strong effect on her because she could feel her heart racing. "Anything is fine, but I think I want something sour. How about kawa-kawa and kumara soup? Or Polish Zurich? Pozol Rajo?" Gavin suggested. "I think, alright, I want Pozol Rajo." She decided, kaya naman napangiti na lang si Gavin at agad na kumilos para makapagluto na. Nagsuot na ito ng apron at inilabas na ang mga ingredients sa lulutuin. "I didn't know you like sour dishes, babe." Komento pa nito. "Hindi naman masyado pero minsan gusto ko rin na maasim. But this time, I think I want something really sour." "Alright then, I'll do my best para magustuhan mo lulutuin ko." Mabilis na inumpisahan ni Gavin ang pagluluto at nakatingin lang siya dito. Bawat galaw nito ay hinahabol niya para tingnan at napapangiti na lang sa Gavin na parang mas ginaganahan lalong magluto dahil pinapanood niya. Dahil busy na silang dalawa, hindi na nila pinansin pa ang pagpasok ni Chanel kasama ang dalawa nitong tauhan na si Peter at Michael. Naupo ang mga ito sa upuan at tahimik silang pinanood. "Do you think bagay naman silang dalawa?" Pasimpleng tanong ni Chanel sa mahinang boses. "Mas bagay pa rin tayo kamahalan." Pilyong sagot naman ni Michael. Asik na lang ni Chanel at natawa na lang hanggang sa hindi na ito nakatiis pa at kinausap na siya nito. "Missy, I thought you know how to speak Japanese. Since your late master was Japanese." Napalingon naman siya saglit sa kapatid. "Martial arts lang ang itinuro niya sa akin, hindi lengguwahe," she answered. "So, you're not familiar with Japanese at all?" "Not even a bit." "Yes. So, hindi mo alam ang I love you sa salitang Japanese?" "I know that. That's only Japanese phrase I know." So, what is it? Hashiteru. She answered. Umarko na isang kilay ni Chanel. That's all you know? Yes. She nodded. Tama naman, di ba? Tumangutango na lang si Chanel at hindi na napigilan ng matawa. Napangiti naman si Gavin. Hashiteru, kumahalan. Pagngisi naman ni Michael na natawa na rin. Chanel just chuckled softly and turned to one of her men. Hashiteru, Peter. Asik ni Michael na parang naasar at pasimpleng sumama ang tingin kay Peter. Nakangiting sumagot naman si Peter at dinala pa sa labi ang kamay ng amo. Dinampian ng munting halik. Amidst the exchange, Chanel erupted into laughter. Napailing-iling na lang si Macy sa pagtawa ng kapatid na parang hindi man lang seneryoso ang sinabi ng dalawang tauhan. Heto babe, tikman mo kung anong lasa. Wika na sa kanya ni Gavin at hinipan-hipa ng mainit na sabaw sa panandok. Agad naman niyang tinikman. I think konting asim pang kailangan, babe. Tumango si Gavin. Alright, dadagdagan ko ng asim. Dinagdagan nga nito ng vinegar bago muling pinatikim sa kanya. Sa pangalawang tikim ay nagliwanag na ang mukha niya nang sa wakas ay nagustuhan na rin ang lasa. It's delicious, babe. Napatawa na lang sa Gavin at pinagpatuloy na ang pagluluto. Pero habang hinihintay maluto ay hinila siya nito at niyakap na sa bewang mula sa likuran. Siniksik pa ang mukha sa kanyang leeg and she just smiled. Niyakap na lang din niya ang braso nitong nakayapo sa bewang niya. Mula naman sa likuran nila ay napailing-iling na lang si Chanel habang kumakain ng spicy latyaw kasama ng dalawang tauhan. Para na lang itong nanonood ng movie habang nakatingin sa kanilang dalawa ni Gavin na naglalambingan habang nagluluto at parang nilalamig dahil maya't mayay niyayakap ang isa't isa. At panay rin ang nakaw na halik sa kanya ni Gavin sa pisngi. Tuwing yayakapin matapos haluin ang niluluto. Nang matapos magluto ay tumulong naman sina Peter at Michael sa paghahanda ng pagkain sa dining room. Goodness, sobrang asim naman ito. Gulat na bulalas ni Chanel nang matikman nito ang sabaw ng Pozzol Rojo at hindi makapaniwalang napatingin kay Gavin. Hindi pala marunong magluto yung boyfriend mo? She complained with a frown. Marco namang bigla ang kilay ni Macy. How dare you say that? Hindi niya mapigilan na maasar. Ang sarap nga niya magluto. Maybe it's your bodyguards who don't know how to cook. That's why you're shocked to finally taste something flavorful for the first time. Napaikot na lang ang mga mata ni Chanel. I hate sour food. Gosh! Esmid nito at fried shrimp na lang ang inilagay sa plato. Ganon din ang dalawa nitong tauhan na parang hindi nagustuhan ang kinakain niya. Silang dalawa lang ni Gavin ang kumain sa sour dish. By the way, it's the Brata Underboss birthday party next week in Budapest. And I'm invited. Chanel said as they ate. Kaya lang tinatamad akong pumunta. Would you mind going there for me? Nangunot naman ang noon niya sa kapatid. I thought the event was in Moscow. Jake mentioned that Dad had assigned him to represent Yera Fera there. That's a different event. I couldn't go because I had other things to take care of. But I can completely skip this. One, either Yera Fera needs a representative. Kaya gusto ko sanang ikaw na lang ang pumunta bilang ako. She hesitated, glancing at Gavin. Where's Jake? He's currently in Moscow. He answered. Don't worry. If you agree, I'll help you with anything you ask. Dugtong ni Chanel. Her eyes knelt back to her sister, suddenly interested. Sigurado ka? Kahit ano kaya mo? Nakangisi naman tumango si Chanel sa kanya. Yes, as long as you don't ask me to bring the dead back to life. What if what I ask involves that? Can you still help me with that? Chanel stared at her for a moment before a sly smile returned to her lips. I know what you mean. Alright, I'll do my best to help you. But in my own way. Not in the way you're thinking. Makahulugan nitong sagot. Nagkatitigan na silang dalawang magkapatid na para bang parehong binabasa ang iniisip ng bawat isa sa pamamagitan ng pagtitig sa mata ng isa't isa. I'll hold you to that. Fine. Calvin and I will go. Macy and Gavin traveled to Santorini, Greece to buy land there dahil gusto ni Macy sa Greece na lang tumira. Nakapagdesisyon na siya, magtatago na lang siya habang buhay. Ang balak niya sana noong una ay magpanggap na namatay na kaso hindi niya naman alam kung paano gawin dahil nahirapan siya magplano. Dapat masaksihan mismo ng mga mata ng asawa at ama niya ang pagkamatay niya para mapaniwala niya ang mga ito. Pero paano? Mahirap gawin ang ganoon. Ang isa sana sa mga naisip niyang plano ay magpasabog ng kotse at palabasin na nasa loob siya at nasunog kaya hindi na makilala pa. If her father conducted a DNA test on the body, she could simply bribe the doctor. However, that plan seemed risky. If he did that DNA test somewhere which she couldn't control, she could easily get caught. It would have been easier if her father had a test done in a hospital rather than on a Dynasty Island, where trusted doctors were available. Another problem was where to get a corpse. She couldn't just buy one from a hospital or a funeral home since dead bodies weren't for sale. Dynasty Island would have been the best option as people frequently died during the games. Kaso mahirapan siyang pumuslit sa isang bangkay lalo na't lahat ng namamatay na player sa islang iyon ay abo na lang kung lalabas. So siya na lang talaga ang pwede makatulong sa kanya sa ganoong plano. Dahil ito ang namumuno sa Dynasty Island bilang prinsesa ng Viera Fera, kaya madali lang para ritong magpalabas ng bangkay sa isla nang hindi nalalaman ng kanilang ama. At pwede rin itong kumbinsin ng doktor na gagawa ng DNA sa islang iyon kung sakali. But now that she had finally skipped her worthless husband, there was no need to fake her death anymore. All she had to do was settle in a place where she knew her father and husband would never think to look for her. She's already preparing for her life now. She plans to open a salon and a coffee shop as her business once she moves to Greece. She will finally be free, and Gavin promised to be with her. Ang totoo nung una, she never intended to take Gavin seriously. She just wanted him as a distraction whenever she felt sad or angry with Jake. But now, she wants Gavin in her life, and she believes that Gavin feels the same way. His smiles when they're together are genuine. She can honestly say she's happy with him. Sa loob na isang linggo ay wala silang ibang ginawa ni Gavin kundi maging masaya. Pumunta sila ng beach, sa nightclub at sa iba't ibang mga magagandang pasyalan for couples. And they were really happy. Pero ngayon ay nasa Budapest, Hungary na sila. Sa bahay pa rin ni Chanel. Chanel owns many houses in different countries, including Russia, New Zealand, Italy, Hungary, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, and other countries as well. Another reason she and Gavin are in the Budapest is to fulfill their agreement with Chanel, as the birthday party of the Bratva Mafia's underboss will be held tomorrow night. Honestly, she felt nervous but Chanel assured her that there was nothing to worry about since Jake wouldn't be attending as he was in Russia and busy looking for her. Besides, she would only stay at the birthday party for a short while just to greet the celebrant, and after that she could go home. Babe, are you okay? Pagsalubong sa kanya ni Gavin paglabas niya ng bathroom, katatapos niya lang sumuka na naman. I'm okay, just a little dizzy. She replied weakly, wrapping her arms around his waist and resting her head on his chest. Binuhat na siya ni Gavin at dinala sa kama. Parang napapansin ko na napapadalas ang pagsusuka mo at palagi ka nahihilo. Are you sure you're okay? Do you want me to take you to the hospital? May pag-aalala nitong tanong sa kanya at bahagya pang hinawi ang ilang hibla ng buhok niya. I told you, babe. I'm fine. I just want you to hug me. She pouted like a child and snuggled closer to him. Parang bumalik na naman kasi ang sama ng pakiramdam niya. Nahihilo na naman siya at madaling masuka kapag may pagkain na hindi niya gusto at maamoy niya ay agad siyang nasusuka. Hindi niya maintindihan pero unti-unti na siyang napapaisip na baka tama ang hinala niya. Dahil halos ganito mga sintomas din ang naramdaman niya years ago. Gavin, pagtawag niya rito habang nakayakap at nakasiksik sa katawan nito. Malambing na sagot naman ni Gavin habang haplos-haplos pa ang kanyang buhok. Paano kung... Napakagat siya sa labi na may pag-aalangan. Parang hindi niya kayang itanong ang gusto niyang itanong. Paano kung? Tanong naman ni Gavin at sinilipan nito ang mukha niyang nakasiksik sa dibdib nito. Dinig na dinig niya tuloy ang malakas na tibok ng puso nito. Paano kung niloloko mo lang pala ako? What? Parang nagulat naman si Gavin at mabilis na inangat ang kanyang muka para makatingin dito. Niloloko? His brows furrowed in confusion. Natawa naman siya at tumango. Oo. Paano kung niloloko mo lang pala ako? What if you only want the experience because you've never been in a relationship before? Umawang na ang labi ni Gavin na parang hindi na makapaniwala sa kanya. She couldn't help but laugh at his reaction. May rason ba ako para lokohin ka, babe? May mapapala ba ako? Magiging masaya ba ako kapag niloko kita? Sa lubong ang mga kilay na nitong tanong, naging seryoso na bigla. Napangisi naman siya. So bakit ka pumatol sa akin? Akala ko ba ayaw mo sa akin dati? Ilang beses din kitang inakit pero todo iwas ka. Gavin chuckled and let out a sigh. Ayoko kasing magsisi ka kapag pinatulan kita. Sagot nito at gigil na kinurot ang kanyang pisngi na kanya namang ikinasimangot. Ouch! Ang sakit! She slapped his hand away. Natawa lang si Gavin at tinampian na lang nito ng halikang ilong niya. Kung ano-ano na lang kasang tinatanong mo. Hindi ko nga naisip yan tapos ikaw naisip mo. She pouted. So, anong tingin mo ngayon? Nagsisisi ba ako? Nagsisisi ka ba? Pabalik na tanong naman ni Gavin sa kanya. She took her head. Hindi. Gavin smiled. Good. Pilyo nang bumaba ang tingin nito sa labi niya at doon napalunok. Tinaasan naman niya ito ng isang kilay. What? Can I kiss you? He asked, swallowing hard. Oh, napaka-gentleman mo naman para itanong pa yan. Mr. Suarez? Stop acting like it's your first time kissing me. She rolled her eyes. Natawa na lang si Gavin at sinakop na nga nito ang labi niya. Diretso na rin pumaibabaw sa kanya. Napangiti naman siya ngunit bago pa siya makatugon sa halik nito ay parang bumaliktad na naman ang sikmura niya. Kaya naman malakas niyang naitulak si Gavin sabay takip sa kanyang bibig at mabilis nang bumaba ng kama. Diretso nang tumakbo papasok ng bathroom. Once again, she threw up but only saliva and water came out. Parang hindi naman makapaniwala si Gavin na napababa na rin sa kama at tumiga sa kamay bago nagtatakang inamoy-amoy. Tom, my breath is fine. Sambit na lang nito at sinundan na siya sa loob ng bathroom. Nang makita siya nitong sumusukay, mabilis na lumapit sa kanya at marahan na hinagod ang kanyang likod para mapadali ang kanyang pagsuka. Maluha-luha naman siya matapos sumuka at mabilis na nagmumog ng tubig at mouthwash. Are you sure you're okay, babe? May pag-aalala na tanong sa kanya ni Gavin at kinapapa ang noo at leeg niya. Pero normal naman, hindi naman siya mainit. Ayos lang ako. Medyo makitilang ang lalamunan ko. Hapong-hapo naman niyang sagot. Mabilis na kumuha sa Gavin ng towel at pinunasan nito ang kanyang basang labi at kamay. Nandidiri ka na ba sa akin, babe? May pag-aalangan na nitong tanong sa kanya. I don't know. Baliwala naman niyang sagot na napabuntong hininga pa habang habol pa ang paghinga. Napahinto na si Gavin at tinignan siya. Pero malinis naman ang bibig ko at mabango naman, babe. Mahinang usal nito na parang nailang na sa kanya. Hanggang sa binuhat na lang siya. Patutulugin na nga lang kita para makapagpahinga ka at pagkagising mo, hindi ka na nahihilo pa at nasusuka. Makakulang ka lang siguro sa tulog. Nakangiti naman siyang tumago rito at napasandal na lang sa dibdib nito. Nga pala, pagkatapos nating umattend ng party, gusto kong pumunta ka muna kay Jake. Then resign. Alright, I understand. Basta bumalik ka agad ha. Kapag hindi ka bumalik sa loob ng 2 weeks, malalagot ka sa akin. Hindi na kita tatanggapin pa sa buhay ko. Yes, madam. He chuckled. Magdam ka dyan. Hinampas na lang niya ito sa dibdib at pareho na lang silang natawa bago natulog na sa kama ng magkayakap. Kinabukasan bandang 7:00 ng gabi sakay ng Rolls Royce, La Rose, Nora Droptail ay dumating sila sa isang castle na nakatayo malapit sa Danube River. She was wearing a black backless dress, while Gavin was dressed in a black tuxedo. Pagdating nila sa may gate ay may mga bantay na mga lalaking armado. Pinakita lang nila ang invitation card at matapos i-scan ng mga ito ay agad na may tinawagan ng isang guard gamit ang walkie-talkie nito at ipinaalam na dumating na ang prinsesa ng Viera Fera. Sumagot naman ang tinawagan nito na hayaan ang makapasok ang kanilang sasakyan. Kaya naman mabilis nang binuksan ng guard ang gate sa kanila. Hindi na pinadaanan pa ng metal detector ang kanilang katawan o pinapasok sa full body scanner katulad ng iba. Basta nang malaman na prinsesa siya ng Viera Fera ay pinapasok na lang sila na parang pinakaimportante sa lahat ng dadalo. While the other vehicles were not permitted inside, so they had to park outside the gate. As their car entered the vast estate, it took a few more minutes of driving before they finally reached the towering castle. Bumaba na sila ni Gavin at sinuot na ang kanilang masquerade mask. When they arrived at the main door, two security guards were standing there. They handed over their invitation card before being allowed inside and escorted to the banquet room where the party was taking place. Pagkapasok nila sa malawak na banquet room ay marami na ang bisitang nandoon na nakasuot ng masquerade mask at ang iba katulad nila pero ang iba ay hindi. Wait for me at the table. I'll just go speak with the celebrant so we can leave quickly. She told Gavin. Tumango naman ito at hinayaan na lang siyang mag-isang lumapit sa celebrant na kasalukuyang may kausap. Binati niya ito pagkalapit para makuha ang atensyon nito. Napabaling ang tingin sa kanya ng matanda at tiningnan na siya ng may pagtatanong. Princess Chanel from Villa Fera. Ngiti niyang pagpapakilala at naglahad na ng kamay. Noon ay parang nagluwanag agad ang mukha ng matanda. Oh, agad nitong tinanggap ang kanyang nakalahad na kamay at kinamayan siya. My nephew has been waiting for you since earlier, Your Majesty. He was very excited to see you again. Bahagya ng nangunutang noon niya sa sinabi nito. Ngunit hindi na nakasagot pa sa kanya ang matanda na may makita na ito sa kanyang likuran. Napalingon na siya sa sinabi nito. Sa kanyang paglingon ay nakita niya ang isang nasa mid-30s na lalaking Russian na may light blue eye color at blonde hair. Nakasuot ito ng navy blue tuxedo at walang suot na maskara. Your Majesty. Bulalas dito at parang nagliwanag agad ang mukha pagkakita sa kanya. Mabilis na itong lumapit at diretsong kinuha ang isa niyang kamay. Dinala sa labi nito. I'm glad you came. I've been waiting for you since this morning, my love. He said with a smile. However, as he took a closer look at the part of her face that wasn't covered by the mask, his smile gradually faded. Bigla naman siyang kinabahan, gayunpaman ay pinilit na lang niyang umiti rito. It's nice to see you again. I'm sorry but I have to leave now. Paalam niya agad at akmang lalampasan na sana ito pero mabilis siya nitong napigilan nang sa isang iglap ay nahuli na isang bisig nito ang kanyang bewang. You're not Chanel, right? Bulong na nito sa puno ng tenga niya at tumigpit na ang yapos ng isang braso sa bewang niya para hindi siya makaalis. Who the hell are you? And where's my fiancé? Lumakas naman ang kaba niya at hindi na mapigilan ang mapalunok. Nakita niya ang pagtayo ni Gavin pero pasimple niya itong sinenyasan na huwag lumapit at manatili lang na kalmado. Yes, I'm not Chanel. I'm her sister. Wala na siyang nagawa kundi umamin. Umigting naman ang panga ng lalaki na tila biglang na-disappoint. Hanggang sa hinila na lang siya nitong bigla papunta sa kung saan. Muli ay nakita niya ang pagtayo ni Gavin na parang balak sumunod pero pasimple siyang umilig dito at sumenyas na huwag sumunod. Dinala siya ng lalaki sa balcony at pagdating doon ay mabilis na nitong hinablot ang suot niyang maskara. So, you're not really her, huh? Where's my fiancé? Galit na ditong tanong sa kanya. I'm sorry. I'm here on her behalf. She's in Colombia right now. Damn it. Napahilamos na lang ang lalaki sa sarili nitong mukha dahil sa gigil. Your dad will be here soon. And we're about to announce the engagement. Chanel should be here. Galit na ani ng lalaki na inis pang napahagod sa maikling buhok. Bigla na lang nalaki ang mga mata ni Macy sa narinig. What? Dad is coming here? Nataranta na siya at agawin na sana sa kamay ng lalaki ang kanyang masquerade mask pero agad naman itong itinapon pababa ng balcony. Napaawang na lang ang labi niya at mas lalong nataranta pero nang akmang aalis na siya ay mabilis naman siyang pinigilan ng lalaki sa braso. Call Chanel and tell her to come here. Utos dito sa kanya. I don't have my phone with me. And I don't even know Chanel's number. Inis niyang sagot dito at malakas na inagaw ang kanyang braso. Pero ayaw pa rin siyang pakawalan ng lalaki. I know you're lying. Maybe Chanel is here in Budapest. Tell me. I told you, she's in Colombia right now. I have no idea what's going on here. She just asked me to come and wish to celebrate a happy birthday. She never mentioned anything to me about your engagement. Liar! Let me go! Nag-agawa na silang dalawa sa kanyang braso. No, you're not getting away. Wait for your dad and explain to him where Chanel is. She can't avoid me forever, no matter what she does. This engagement will still happen and she will be my wife. Alright, I understand. Just give me your phone and I will call her right now. Pagsuko na lang niya kaya naman binitawan na siya nito. Wait here for a moment. I'll just get my phone. Don't you dare escape. Yeah, I'm not running away. Pagtaas niya ng mga kamay na may kasama pang pagtango-tango. Just hurry up. Get your phone now.